research article had found that the average net worth of a single Black woman was $5.
Whoa. $5?
Being able to break that down, and what that really means is that if you take everything that she owns and you add it up and you get the number for that, and you subtract everything that she owes, the remaining is $5. A cup of coffee, and if it's a grande, it's probably going to run you a little bit more than that. And so here we are, Black women being one of the most educated groups in America.
Yes.
But we're making strides educationally.
Yeah.
But financially, there's this discrepancy. Wow. And so
Yo, what's going on, fam? It's your boy, Anthony O'Neal. Welcome back to the table. You guys already know we keep it real, relevant, and...
relatable.
Real, relevant, and...
relatable.
Oh, boy, you catching up. I'm proud of you, boy.
Man, you're going faster and faster each time.
Hey, man, listen, that's where I have the grammar problems from, because I can speak real fast. The problem is speaking real slow.
Real.
Yeah, real, relatable, and... See, you let me catch up. Y'all, I'm real pumped today because, man, I have this dope couple on here that I've become a huge supporter of. I hate the word fan because I believe fan is just I like them, but I don't support them. I support what this couple do. They are Black. They are married. They are debt-free. They are kingdom people. They love all people, but they have a special mission, and you've seen them like all over the internet. They are booming right now, and these are two individuals that I look up to because we're in the same space. And this is not about a competition. It's not about who's better, who's this. No, it's about how can we together help people. So I want y'all to help me welcome to the table my brother and his beautiful bride, Marques and Shyra. What's going on, fam?
Anthony, what's up, brother?
Yo.
Glad to be here and glad you invited us on.
Yeah, thank you for the invitation.
Oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome. Marques, I got to get like you, bro. I got to be that chill guy. Like, yo, Anthony, what's going on, bro? You good? You good? Yo, so listen, let's dive straight in. I want to start off with this first because I have a tribe that are Black and white, and I think some people will be like, well, why is their title Black, Married, and Debt Free? I love it, but I want to give y'all the opportunity to break this down. Of why are you building a brand around Black? Like, where did that come from? So that people can know just a little bit more about you two.
Those are three positive affirmations. I'm affirming myself. I'm affirming who God created me to be, the body that He has placed me in. I needed to be in this body to do the work that He has for me to do.
She preaching already.
Black woman. So for us, it's just, it's positivity all the way around. I know we've received questions about it and have heard from folks, if you really want to be marketable, think about a different name.
Doesn't that, and I don't mean to cut you off, but I just got to ask, doesn't that bother you though? Like, you're Black. And so what's wrong with saying you're Black doesn't mean you hate people outside of being Black, but you're Black. Like, how do you all feel when you all get approached by individuals saying, if you want to be more marketable, if you want to go into different spaces, if you want to be received by these particular people, you should take this part off of who I believe God has not made you to be, but He's called you to this. How does that make y'all feel? Like, real talk.
It's a bit frustrating, and what's most frustrating about it, Anthony, is it's always kind of in a roundabout way. It's like, come out and really just be all the way 100 with it.
Yeah.
But we kind of get that vibe, like, okay. But like Shyra said, it's an affirmation. It's who we are. It's not something that we created to be polarizing. In the wake of all the social unrest and the different social issues that has come up, there was more spotlight on the Black thing, and that's something that we've just always been. It wasn't anything we did to be polarizing. It's just who we are.
Yeah.
We're Black, we're married, and we're debt free.
Yeah. How long y'all been married for?
13 years.
Okay, wait. How old are y'all, if I can ask?
I'm 35.
34.
Boy, y'all got married young. Boy,
We wasn't playing.
Y'all were not playing. Any kids?
We have 2 kids.
2 kids? How old are your kids?
7 and 6. Getting ready to be 6.
Y'all weren't playing, man. Y'all weren't playing. Real quick. No, let's say that towards the end, because I'm single. You know what I'm saying? I mean, y'all going on 13 years. Like, good gracious, a lot. Y'all, okay, you're debt free. How much debt did y'all pay off altogether?
So Anthony, I jumped out the window with excitement when we paid it off, and I didn't calculate the interest. Right? But so not calculating the interest, we paid off $110,000 in debt plus some interest.
What guess on the interest? How much do you think was on the interest?
It's probably a total of 125.
125
interest. Yeah.
What made you all as a young couple say, you know what, we need to get out of debt?
Well, we pretty much rose from the ashes because we was broke. We were very broke at a particular point in our marriage. We made a lot of financial mistakes, and we just really got into this tough financial spot. And when we were there, it was really about survival. It wasn't about paying off the debt. So we had to figure out a way to survive. And so we did that. And so what that looked like for us was Marcus, he found a new job. I had just had a baby, so I had left the workforce, but I needed to go back to work.
Yeah.
So I re-entered the workforce. Marcus found some different ways to make money online through music, and so that was really great for us. After a while, we started to leave survival, and we got a little bit to thrive. And so we said, well, what do we want to do with this extra money that we are now receiving? And we said, let's just focus in on our debt.
Yeah.
And so it took 2.5 years. And in that period of time, we were able to pay off our 6-figure debt.
Yeah, 6-figure debt. That's good. How do you all feel being a married couple with no bondage? Like, how do you all feel coming from, like what you said, Shyra, from being broke and in debt to now out of debt and building wealth? Like, how does that feel?
It's an incredible feeling of freedom. I think that's the best way to put it. It's just knowing that you don't have this weight. Debt a lot of times is like the elephant in the room. And for us, when us being married young, it was always there. It was just something that we never wanted to address. And we had hit a financial rock bottom when we had to address it. There was no more running. And I think what we like to encourage people to do is to not wait until you get to that point. Have that realization before you hit your rock bottom. For us, we had to hit that rock bottom, but when we climbed ourselves out of that debt, it was just a feeling of freedom and a feeling of, okay, that monkey's off of our back, and now we can start building wealth.
Right. And it's been really great because it has opened up those around us as we begin to share our stories, like those in our family, to start opening up about their finances. And so now we find ourselves having these money conversations when traditionally all we really talked about at family gatherings was how good the food was,
right.
So we've been able to interact with those closest to us in a different and unique way.
Yeah. Shyra, earlier we was talking about how God has called y'all to have your title brand around the Black, married, debt-free. Let's go deeper. How do you feel being a minority and debt-free?
It feels really good.
Yeah.
A few months back, I did a presentation for a group of women at a church. And one of the things that I shared is that a research article had found that the average net worth of a single Black woman was $5.
Whoa, $5?
Being able to break that down, and what that really means is that if you take everything that she owns and you add it up and you get the number for that, and you subtract everything that she owes, the remaining is $5. A cup of coffee. And if it's a grande, it's probably going to run you a little bit more than that. And so here we are, Black women being one of the most educated groups in America.
Yes.
But we're making strides educationally.
Yeah.
But financially, there's this discrepancy. Wow. And so just being able to talk, and I think when I shared that, it's like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And it's a new awareness. It makes you think about your own situation and things that maybe you could do better to just improve your financial situation. I think a lot of times people get income confused with their net worth. And I know Marcus likes to talk about this a lot. And one thing that he was saying is that you can't pass on your income, you know, to your children.
Facts.
You can pass on assets, but you can't pass on your income.
Come on.
So for us, we use the fact that we're minorities. I think a lot of people find us relatable. You know, if they can do it, I can do it too. We're average folks. And so I think that we've been able to use that to our benefit and just been able to make connections with people.
You know, Shyra, not only are our Black, African-American women striving when it comes to education, but just earlier this year, Forbes said that they are the rising entrepreneurs that are up and coming. And so they hear that stat saying that the average Black woman is educated, but her net worth is only $5. This is why what you two do is so important. As long as with myself and other great people, we all know a lot of great people who are African-American out here trying to really help us get out of debt, build wealth. On my show, we hear a lot of things about getting out of debt, paying off student loans. And so we know you all paid that. I want to talk about how do we get this back? You know, how do we, as a minority couple or anyone watching right now, if you're Black, white, Hispanic, Black, married, and debt-free can help you, okay? We proud to be Black people. Understand what I'm saying? But I saw a post, and I want to talk about this because I think this is very important. And I'm very big on making sure when people come to my show, they can walk away with something practical. You all made $12,000 in investing in just 5 months. So I want to break this down. How do we do this, bro? You know, how do we get people to make this kind of money? The number one thing you all said number one was we made consistent contributions. Contributions into what? Like, what are y'all talking about? What are we doing here?
So there's a few ways that individuals can contribute or invest, right? And Anthony, we like to do it passive, man.
Okay.
You know, there's a lot of different ways that people can invest in the stock market. We're going to go with the simplest way, right? So the first thing, or this statistic really highlights us investing into our 401k, which is a tax deferred account that we go, you know, through your employer. Your employer offers that, right? So we contribute to that. And the beauty about this type of account is the money is taken out pre-tax.
Yes. Okay.
So it really is simple. It's the simplicity of contributing consistently is made easier because it's gone before, you know, Uncle Sam gets his hands in it. Right? So that's the beautiful part about it. So that was the main thing for us, is contributing to something consistently. And we like to say that because sometimes when you put it on yourself and you say, well, I'm going to contribute, you know, myself, the consistency isn't there.
Absolutely.
So we have it automatically taken out of our paychecks and paid pre-tax.
Right. Very simple principle of pay yourself first.
Right.
And you don't need a 401k to pay yourself first. You can set up a brokerage account or a Roth IRA. So there are other ways you can do it, because sometimes we meet folks and they say, well, I don't have access to a 401k. So you don't need that, you know. Just you can do it.
Yeah.
You know, if you go ahead, Marcus.
I'm sorry. Even if you're a business owner, right, or you work for yourself, there's accounts that are very similar to 401, 403b, different accounts like that, where you can, you know, still take those advantages, those pre-tax advantages.
And I think, Shyra, you contribute to a 403b, correct?
Yeah. So I work for a university, so the structure is a little bit different. So he's 401k, I'm 403b, we got our Roth IRAs, and so
And so what's the difference between a 401k and a 403b?
They are actually very similar. Because my employer has a pension option outside of the pension, you have these other options. So you can do the 403b, or there's like a 457. So they act very similar to a 401k in that you can invest in index funds, you can invest in mutual funds. So it's really about seeing what your employer offers. And many times, a lot of employers, they have set up brokerage accounts. So like, for example, my employer works with Fidelity. So because my employer works with Fidelity, I have the option to say, I want to meet with someone from Fidelity.
There you go.
And so I generally do that. I'll do that on an annual basis. So not only do we set aside money will make contributions regularly and consistently each month. But we also take advantage of the ability to meet with someone to learn about how we're doing and maybe how we can improve.
I love that. I love how you all are saying, as financial experts, you still seek out expertise from others to help with your investments. Dave and I do that as well. Dave Ramsey is the guru over all of us. He's been in this game for 30-something years. And he even told me, like, Anthony, get you someone. Don't come to me, because I have someone. I go see someone at least twice a year for my own money. And I'm like, really? Dave Ramsey does that? So I'm like, if you do that, and if you're doing it 2 times a year, I need to do it at least 3 times a year, okay? Because I don't have your money. I'm trying to get to your money. And so I love that. And so I love how you all say continually and just constantly doing that. And so you're talking about a 401k, that's a traditional, or you can do a Roth if your company offers it. And I love that as well. So number 2, you all say we invest in low-cost index funds. Now, I know what that is. I know what that is. But help us out. You all are talking about making $12,000 and investing in 5 months. How is investing in low-cost index funds helping us out?
Yeah, so an index fund is actually a type of mutual fund. But many times mutual funds are actively managed. And so there are some fees that come along with the active management. We invest in low-cost index funds because they're not actively managed, but they still do really, really well. And the fees are generally lower. So if the fees are lower, then that means that there's more money that goes into your pocket and not someone else's pocket.
I love it.
I think, Anthony, when we go back to step 1 and we're talking about making the contribution, that's step number 1. Step number 2 is telling your money where to go.
Come on now, brother.
With some 401ks, you were able to go in and really determine, okay, what fund do I want to grab? So with this particular 401, we were able to specify where we wanted to go. So we definitely, wanted to highlight the low cost of the index funds, because that's what we went and told our money, to grab that particular fund.
Now, before you all said, this is where I want my money to go, I'm guessing, correct me if I'm wrong, you all met with one of your pros and asked them, where should we put this money? Or did you all just make that decision on your own?
I think that at this point in time, we have a lot of the tools to be able to pick out what we want to invest in. We'll look at like maybe the historical trends. We'll look at the fees that are associated with the account and which companies the index funds are invested in.
Okay.
And I think also, Shyra and Anthony, like I spoke earlier, the passivity of it all, really had us looking and searching at total market, stock market indexes that really cover a broad spectrum. So when there's, different volatility, you're still somewhat consistent. So that was something that, we definitely did a lot of research on our own to kind of figure that out.
And I love that, and for those of you all watching right now, you can do your research on your own. And these two have all the tools and the proper tools to do it. But some of y'all may be just starting this thing out right now. And I would suggest if you don't have the tools, if you don't have the education, seek out a pro. And I'll drop a link below called smartvestpro.com. You can check them out. Financial advisors just like them, or just seek out any financial advisor, wherever you want to go, that will help you make the right decision. Because how you invest it, it's really going to help you out a whole lot. So number 3, you all said 401k. Now you said 401k, and we've been talking about 401ks, but you specifically called it out here. So let's deep dive into the 401k a little bit more. Why, if I have a job, why should I be investing into my 401ks?
Here's
Hold on, man. My man got his hands going. He was like, yes, sir. He like a cat. I'm about to say, you Greek, brother. When I see that hands going like that, boy, I be thinking some things. But talk to me. What you got?
So for our individuals who are high income earners, right? We want to lower our taxable income. And the beauty of this account for me is that it lowers, because the money is taken out pre-tax, it lowers what it looks like you made, right, for that month or for that year.
Yes.
So that's a beautiful part about it. So you're literally paying yourself first, right? Yeah. You're putting that money away for, your future, instead of, having that income look so balloon to where at the end of the year you're paying more. So I think that is one of the beautiful parts about it. And then, like I said, just the passivity of it, the fact that it's just taken care of automatically. You don't really have to think about it. So that's why the 401 investment vehicle really is great, especially if your employer offers it. Sometimes they even have a match up to a certain percentage, which really you want to make sure that you're taking advantage of that.
Now that gets me excited, brother. That gets me excited. With free money, you know what I mean? I work here. You're going to match it, and I'm going to get interest off of your match as well? Come on now, brother. See, we have more time. We can talk about some other things too, because I'm very big on HSAs. You know what I'm saying? If you have that high deductible health plan, you get an HSA in there too. You got your 401k. You got your Roth IRA in there. Now we talk about how we get this bag, but we're gonna stick right here to this 401k. But you hit it on the head, and you hit it on the head. It's taxable. It's going to save you money on taxes. Then 2, it's going to also, you're going to gain money from your employers. They're going to match. And then also as well, you're going to get interest on top of everything that you put in and what they put in. And then over long term, it's going to work. I was on a show with Dave Tuesday or Monday of last week. And guy called in 63? Yes, 63 years old. 63 years old, y'all. He had over $2 million in his 401k. Stayed with his company for 52 years and started a 401k from the very beginning. Sounds so country, y'all. Couldn't pronounce a word right at all. But I think I remember hearing Steve Harvey say this thing. Do you want me to say, I am broke or I'm is rich? You know what I'm saying? And my man was country, and he was like, what? But Dave, I think I got about $2 mil. And I was like, $2 million? He was like, yeah, that's how you say it. I got $2 million. I got 2 commas. I was like, 2 commas? And I'm like, how? It was like 401k. And he was asking, well, Dave, what do I do? Like, how much should I draw out? And Dave was like, you got $2 million in investments. Like, you good. You good. And it goes down to starting young, man. It just goes down to just starting as soon as you can. And here's what I think leads into your number 4, which I really loved. And I appreciate y'all for saying this, because I think right now during the year of 2020, a lot of people panicked. A lot of people got scared. The freaking government said you can go borrow money from your 401k and withdraw from it. You can do this, you can do that, and there's no penalties. And people were panicking and going to their 401ks and withdrawing money from their future, robbing from their legacy builder. And the number 4 thing that you all said that helped you all make $12,000 in 5 months during the pandemic was you all did not panic. Help us out. Because everyone was panicking. Everyone was impacted by this. I don't care if you are a millionaire, you were impacted by this COVID situation. But why did Black married, debt-free not panic?
Anthony, I liken it to like when you're on an airplane and you're experiencing turbulence, right? Mm-hmm. The pilot, doesn't panic, unless it's just dire straits. He's pressing through that turbulence, right? Because on the other side of it there's clarity. And so for us, it was just really important to realize that, yes, this is bumpy. Yeah. There's some uncertainty, a lot of uncertainty. I mean, I was furloughed at one point.
Wow.
Incomes change, side hustles change.
Wow.
We're pivoting. But one thing that we wanted to be consistent on and we knew was important was continuing to contribute and then not panicking and selling or trying to take loans out or different things like that. Because, like how you said, the government made it more accessible for people to take out loans, lower the penalties and different things like that. And so a lot of people were saying, hey, this is my chance, I need this. But just being steadfast and saying we're going to see this through, because there's a statistic, I forgot where I read it, but a lot of times the upticks in the market and the great days in the market are only for a small period of time.
Yes.
And if you miss those days,
yes,
you miss that hyper growth,
Yeah.
So we kept that in the back of our mind and said, well, we don't want to miss anything. So we're just going to keep it in there. We're going to, stay consistent and also stay the course. So I think that was very important for us.
Shyra,
And investing, you need to always think long term.
Right.
So if you need your money a month from now, then you don't need to put it in your 401, So just always think long term and have that long term vision for what you want your life to be. And that can help you to stay focused and to also not panic.
And I think a good hedge against you, which is something that I know you preached, Anthony, is the having the emergency savings. You know, have those short-term things that you think I might need just in case of an emergency. You want to have that funded so that the 401ks and the investments are long-term, like Shyra's saying, 10 years out. You want to be putting that away thinking, I won't need this for 10 years. I won't need this for 5 years. Whatever happens, I'm going to ride it out. So I think that was important.
$12,000, 5 months. Made it just from simply investing, not panicking, taking advantage of the opportunities put before you. That majority of people who are working in America have this opportunity. And one thing I love about this is this wasn't $12,000 that you all cashed out today. This was $12,000 that's going to make you another $12,000 moving forward over the next 5 years, over the next 20 years, however long you all decide to invest into your future. One of the things I want to close with this. I want to dive deeper into this. And Connor, if we're going too long, I'm sorry, brother. We'll edit this thing down or just keep it long.
No, it's great. Keep going.
Okay, cool. And I think I can have this conversation with y'all. They say that the average African American will pass, leaving their families with bills and with benefits, not with wealth, not with joy, not with peace, not with land, not with ownership, but with bills and benefits. And you all's mission is very similar to mine, is to help people get out of debt, to help people really build wealth. And I love what you all are doing because it's at such a young age. How do we reach, and I want to be specifically to our people, specifically to the minority culture, what do we have to do to change things around for us to where we're not trying to have the Gucci bag? We're not trying to have the Louis Vuitton bag. We don't want to just look impressive, but we want to be impactful for our future. And I don't have nothing. I have a nice car. I have a nice house. I have some name brand stuff. But that stuff doesn't own me. And you said it. Shyra, you told me your husband said it. Like, you can't pass down, your income. And you can pass down a Gucci bag, but what is that going to do? Like, what is it going to do? So what do we do for the minority culture to shift our mindset and let's focus on tomorrow so we can enjoy today. But if we focus on tomorrow, man, we can have so much. What are y'all teaching? What are y'all seeing? What are y'all thinking when it comes to our people, to the minority people, on some things that we need to shift?
Yeah, I think it starts with a conversation. Mm-hmm. I think that people who are buying nice things that maybe they can't afford, if you talk to them, many of them want to do better. Yeah. But there's a difference between wanting to do better and knowing how to do better. And so it's in these conversations, it's in these types of spaces that we have these conversations that I hope will lead to new awareness for people that you can do better if that's in fact what you want or desire to do.
Do you think as a culture, we all want to do better?
I would say yeah.
Okay.
I would say yeah.
Okay.
I think a lot of it is mindset, though, Anthony, is addressing limiting beliefs. And these may be things that we don't even know we're carrying, as a culture, things that have just been kind of passed down, generational mindsets of, building wealth is not something that I've seen. It's not something that I'm around, so I don't even know that that's something that I can have for myself. Mm-hmm. And so I think we have to address the mindset piece. And like I like to say, it's what we're all doing is part information and it's part inspiration.
Come on, bro.
Right? So they need to see Anthony O'Neill. They need to see Shyra and Marques. They need to see people that look like them doing it, being successful, talking about it, living the what they preach. Yep. And I think just having more of that, having a renaissance of that like we're having now is going to go a long way towards helping those that come after us to get on it too.
Right. Yeah. And it's also the understanding that we're not an anomaly. We're really your average folks.
Come on.
It was not that long ago that I was sitting in a WIC office getting vouchers for food. So we've been there, you know? So the inspiration, information, just providing tools through these conversations, I hope will make a difference and has made a difference for a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah. One of the things I like about y'all is everything that y'all post is both of you. And I think that's important for our community, is to see a young, sharp, good-looking couple that looks like they enjoy each other. And they're winning in life. Now, of course, y'all are humans. Of course, y'all have, you know, your arguments and things are not 100% perfect, but it's like, we need to see that. Not just minorities, people need to see couples winning together, paying off debt together, building wealth together. I mean, check this out, buying nice things, and it's debt-free. And like, because I think the problem that I get, and I'll end here, because I know my producer's probably thinking like, Anthony, we're going over time. But one of the things that I've challenged, just not just myself, but my whole team, is I believe that our community, we are very big on fashion. We're very big on culture. We're very big on sports. We're very big on entertainment. And I think that we come with this whole mentality of fake it until you make it. And it's like, I think we all want the nice things, the nice cars, and I want us to have the nice cars. And I told myself, like, you know what? I'm going to start putting myself out there somewhere. I'm going to get judged. I'm going to have some people saying, well, why you do that? Why you buy that? But I want to show people, young people, all people, minority people, that, you know, you can drive this car and be debt-free. You can have this and be debt-free and still have a bag, not just one bag, not just 2 bags, but 3 bags in the account. And you look good, you know? You can have a beautiful wife, a good-looking husband. You can have the life that you want, but you got to be willing to put in the time to get there. And I think that's one thing that I've learned from you all, is that you all were willing to make sacrifices to be where you all are today. And I want to thank you all, honestly, from my team, from my squad over here. Thank you for doing what you're doing. And you better not change your name, because your name is Black, Married, and Debt-Free. And we need more Black people who are married and debt-free. You understand what I'm saying? You need to add wealth at the end of that, too. You're Black, married, debt-free, and building wealth. You know what I'm saying? Yo, but thank you all so much, man. Hey, Marques, Shyra, thank you all so much. Y'all, this is a table. Y'all, this was fun. I mean, this is what it's all about, is just having a real conversation. If you want to make $12,000 in 5 months to go towards your future and watch that $12,000 make you more money, do exactly what we talked about on this show. Get into a 401k, get into a Roth IRA, and I'm actually going to come back on here and talk about HSAs soon, because that's another thing that I think especially young people need to be taking advantage of. So I'll teach you on that later on. But yo, it's the show. It's the table. We'll be back next Monday. Peace out.